Good morning and welcome to Sunrise News and Comment. Thanks for joining us today. Each morning we want to report news involving crime and courts that affect all of us. So let's get started. The refusal of shooting victims and witnesses to cooperate with police investigations is allowing too many criminals to avoid arrest and prosecution. It isn't just in Detroit and Chicago and Los Angeles. A number of shooting victims right here in Lexington are refusing to name the person who shot them or shot at them. If our community is serious about stopping this random shooting that seems to occur on our streets, then victims and witnesses must decide that enough is enough and begin to cooperate with police so that these hoodlums can be identified, arrested, convicted, and sent to prison. Remember the recent report in USA Today about the number of criminals who have absconded from supervision of probation and parole officers around the country? Almost 200,000 of them. Our own Ray the DA asked the Kentucky Justice Cabinet, how many of these absconders from supervision are there in Kentucky? So Ray, did you ever get a response from them?
Yes, I did, Abigail. I got a pretty prompt response from them, too. They reported that there are almost 51,000 criminals on supervision in Kentucky. They also said about 3,500 of them, almost 7%, are considered absconders from supervision. That means that they're fugitives or missing in action. The real question, Abigail, is what were these fugitives charged with? That will be our next request to the Kentucky Justice Cabinet, and we will report our findings on Sunrise News just as soon as we get them. In the meantime, 3,500 convicted criminals on the loose in our state is just a little scary. That's way too many. That's it from here. Back to you in the studio, Abigail.
Thanks for that report, Raymondo. Finally, from our extremely ungrateful person department, a Colorado man who was rescued from his overturned car during a recent flood is suing the first responders who actually saved this guy's life. This yardbird, who was trapped in floodwaters for 2 hours before these divers, who were the real heroes, saved him, whined that the rescuers should have gotten to him sooner. He said, "Look, I'm really lucky and happy to be alive, but I'm looking for some help in paying my bills." He wants $500,000 for his injuries and emotional distress. What a jerk. He ought to just be glad that he's alive and super thankful to those first responders. Instead, he sued them. Yes, sir, crime fighters, there are too many lawyers in this world. Thank you so much for joining us today on Sunrise News and Comment. Please come back tomorrow.